Really quick guys, before this video starts, I just want to say, hey, how's everything going? I apologize for the gap of video uploadings from like now just releasing Panic in the Golden Halls and then to the, what was it? I don't even remember because it's so busy. When you dive deeper into the fall semester at my college, it just gets hectic for my sophomore year. The classes have gotten harder as the juniors, which were sophomores last year, obviously, they warned us. And as a mechanical engineering major, oh boy, I had to honestly dedicate my time to just be working on my schoolwork more than just dedicating time to editing some of this raw footage I have here. The Drift Trike build series being one of them. I also didn't have much time to work on the Drift Trike because one, I was only home on the weekends, and two, it was getting colder. Three, it was just, well, it was also wet here in Oregon. So I'll be working on editing some of this raw footage that I've compiled. This is part two being one of them, and also there might be a slight chance where I might be working on this part or this build next year, because now it being December 16th 2018 and the temperature's dropping below 50 degrees, I can't paint in this weather, and also considering that it's raining. And at the same time, I'm also, spoiler alert, I'm still having trouble deciding the final color palette for this trike, because I really want to keep the rustic look of the metal by just clear coating it and then painting the wheels, call it good. But at the same time, I don't want this thing to rust, even though the clear coat can kind of help with that. But even so, I really do want to have some significance from the original bike where this came from, like the front fork. We chopped it off of a Roadmaster Granite Peak. So that would be like a base coat of charcoal gray, and then maybe do some kind of aesthetic on top of that. And yeah. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed part two. I apologize in advance if some of the timeline of this video kind of seems scrambled up. Like we're here, and then maybe a few days later we're here, and back to like 3 days earlier, what have you. Poor planning, I guess. Anyway, guys, hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying this build series, and enjoy the video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to part two of the Drift Trike build series. So last episode, hopefully you saw that the frame was complete, and we are at the point where we can, well, I mean, I've already mounted the engine and everything, but we can mount the engine, put the chain on, and then hopefully send it. Unfortunately though, if we look outside, yeah, it's a little wet. So no matter though, I mean, I'm just gonna see how this weekend plans out. But first, we gotta make a trip to the hardware store here and get some washers and what was the other thing? A return spring. I thought with just the twist throttle that I have on my bike, or from my bike shifter, it would work. But then when you pull the throttle, it's gonna stay there and maybe naturally go back. But I need a return spring, man. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of it. Go to the hardware store and take care of it. All right, so we're back at my place now. We got some bolts and we got some washers to secure our clutch, and I've well, got a couple other things that will help me. I got a few springs to see if that will work, and I'm just gonna work with it now and maybe get this thing running. I mean, it is cleared up a little bit, but it's also like 6 p.m. and I don't know how much daylight I'm gonna have after that, so I want to get going there. So I'm gonna do this off camera. I'd love to do this on camera, but I mean, if I had a person help me, if I had someone to help me record this, I would do that. But also, if I had enough storage, as you know, I'm using an iPhone 6 camera here, and you know, storage doesn't last forever. So you know, it's whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Well, I got some good news, and I have some bad news, and I'm pretty sad about this because I don't know where I'm gonna be going with this. And things. Good news is I know how to use a chain breaker, and I got the correct length. Bad news is I'm pretty crappy at using it. If you can see that, that's not what you want when you're breaking a chain and setting the length. The roller, or the plates here, is just split, and it's not going to be, you can't connect your master length properly that way. I'm actually upset because this is the only chain I had, and I don't know how I'm going to use my spare chain to fix it because I don't have much. I mean, if I can find a place I can cut this exact same length of chain, be great. But I don't think there's anyone here in Oregon that can do it. So, I mean, it's going to delay part 2 coming out now, but yeah, I'm pretty bummed about it. So I'm going to call it from here and just catch it in the next clip, whenever that is. So for the time being, despite this little setback, I might have to order a new chain and just start all over again. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and set up a throttle return, and what else is I going to do? Yeah, just that, and then catch it next time, whatever the next clip is. All right, bit of a great news update. So I think I said in the past clip, I wasn't too sure about like the clutch placement here because it was sticking further out than normal here, and the reason because on like half of the clutch is keyed, so I don't know how else to explain it. So I mean, it would stop after a certain point in the key, and then with the key stock provided with the Predator engine, it wouldn't go on all the way. So I mean, I think this is a better clearance, but it's not flush with the shaft here. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could cut this excess off and then maybe slide, then that should fix it, but then I need room to tighten those set screws, and I don't know if those are actually tighten all the way, but I'll fix that later. So yeah, that's how I fix it, and I actually got to push this in a little bit further in, and then of course we got our hardware from earlier yesterday in there now, and then because we moved this, I also had to move this sprocket here. And yeah, I think it's all lined. So I mean, again, there's not much I can really do from here on out until I get another chain later. So I mean, this is why this second part was delayed. But yeah, so there's that. And also I went ahead and upgraded the throttle return. Not as better as last time, but it's this spring right here. All I did was drill a hole into the stationary bracket here and then hook it up to one of the predefined holes already into the throttle. Then I had to cut the spring up a little bit so I can get better tension here, as you can probably see. I might still need to work with it because it is a little finicky, like it doesn't return from our twist throttle there, but again, I think it'll be all right. I can just like make sure I don't hold it in and make sure I return it with my hand or something. I'm gonna fire this engine up again and maybe adjust the idle screw now. So yeah. All right, so let's hear her again, just for fun. I mean, we already heard it earlier before. I mean, well, let's see if I can actually get the hang of this now. So we're going to want to turn it on, see if make sure that's on. Yep. Fuel on, and then it's already set to start. If I give that a tug, we should see some life in the trike without the chain, but you know, you can still hear the engine anyway. Ah, died. All right, well, we'll see if we can fix that. All right, she's running. I even set the idle. If that's a pretty high idle, please let me know down in the comments. But give this a crank. Sounds pretty good. Vibrates like a go-kart, obviously. That's something to get used to. But that's spinning, obviously. But you know what? Yeah. I think it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and turn it off now. And of course, that clutch still spins. Ooh. But yeah, that's something we need to watch out for too. I should also mention is if I had a coat on, and then if I hit that might just be game over. But we're gonna be putting a chain guard on this We're gonna be putting a chain guard on this in this episode too, hopefully. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order a chain guard from BMI Carts and then edit it or modify it. Because we have a problem with our design. So chain guards, I mean, you have the engine hooked up in front of the sprocket here. And the problem with that is, if you have a chain guard, it goes out like this. Oh, be careful, that's hot. So what we need to do is we need to kind of reverse that so we can still mount it on this side, but have it run this way. And then hopefully not hit the seat here, and then that would solve that safety issue. So yeah. Well, I guess we'll just kind of go from there then, I guess. Good news, everyone. Another shipment from BMI Carts just came in with another set of chain, a new chain tool, and this little chain guard, which surprisingly I didn't realize it was going to be this small. I mean, here's my face and here's me. So, I mean, I thought it was going to maybe reach out towards the chain, but obviously I'm going to have to modify this, and you'll see here right now. So the idea with this chain guard specifically for clone engines and alternatively Predator 212 engines is it sits behind, or the engine sits in front of the axle, but for my case it sits behind the axle instead of in front. If I mix those up, my bad. But it looks like to me, oh yeah. And if it was flipped the other way around, well, yeah, that could theoretically work. Oh wait, oh, so it probably doesn't extend out far enough. That's a problem. So yeah, we're gonna have to really modify this and maybe get some more of that metal there cut and extend this out. So I guess we'll take it from there. But right now I'm gonna go practice with that chain tool real quick before I screw this next chain up. I doubt I do, but if I get it right, we can finally ride this trike. Here's some more good news. With that order, I had a chain tool that I talked about, and I just practiced on some chain just to see if it really works. This is what let's see, where is it? Took off a link or something. Maybe, well, I don't know. Anyway, I took off a link. It works the way I want it to. So it's just the test to make sure that I can get the right chain length. I'm excited. Guys, we have some really good news and some oof, but it's okay. So good news, our chain is finally on. As you can see, the oof though comes from the chain not being, well, tensioned. I went to have a little bit of a grace with myself and had a one link extra, roller link extra. So that's granted, because if I had without the extra link, I probably would have had it tight, but I was just feeling uneasy about it. So we can obviously pull this back and tension in, but if that still doesn't work, then we'll just break off that extra grace link and then do this again. But got my master link on. Where'd you go? Where'd it go? Yeah, I was rolling this thing around just to kind of see it in action here, but hold on. Let's see if we can find it. When installing your master link, make sure that the clip is on the outside, so like this side of the chain, because you don't want that running through the clutch apparently. Where are you? There, here it comes, right here. Yeah. See, so yeah, I got my master link on and clipped in nice and clipped in place. So now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up and see what happens. All right, everyone, the moment of truth. Has all the work from this summer really have paid off? I did not need to take off the grace the gray spoiler link because I pulled this back as far as I needed to, and this is pretty stiff, which is what you want it to be. So I've jacked this up because I obviously don't want this going anywhere. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm nervous, I'm excited at the same time. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so fuel on, set it to start. Engine on. Watch myself from the axle. Give it a minute to kind of give it some time to start, I guess. It's rolling. So it does that, obviously. Oh, we should get this off. Get all this stuff off. Give it some time to run. But yeah, that axle's rolling. Now is it gonna die? Woo! Oh boy! It's spinning. Oh man. Cart's shaking. Now the chain's coming off. Oh man, this is a good moment. Now if I had a brake there, I could stop that and then I can just keep on rolling again. That's obvious. It did. So I conducted that test just to make sure that the chain wasn't going to immediately fly off or anything, because I just want to make sure this thing is going to be safe. Obviously now we need to get a chain guard and then fix this part, of course. But with the chain guard that I had, I don't know if I showed you earlier, but because it was dark. So this guy's tiny, okay? This guy is tiny. The idea is that the engine mounts in front of the axle instead of behind the axle, so I have this problem first of all. And the second of all, looks like I might have to move the clutch in, because that doesn't do a darn thing. But we're gonna modify this and maybe push this in more so that now it would face, so this would face like that. And also we're gonna have to extend this out so it can cover that up, protect me. But I think there's only one more thing to do now. So hey, first time in this helmet though. It does fit me before I, you know. Anyway, let me just remind you guys before you do something like this, don't do what I do, okay? I can't really do that much riding here because I mean it's within city limits. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not gonna be doing that much riding out here. I'm just gonna be here in the alleyway today. We're gonna be doing more riding. We're gonna be going to my dad's house and we're gonna be doing some riding. I just want to see how this feels on gravel, I guess, and if this is worth it. If the whole project was worth it. Okay? Let's get started. I'm not even giving full throttle too. By the time I do, I slip, which is obvious. So in the end, what do we got? So far we have a success. It hasn't broken down. It worked. My engineering summer challenge, mostly a success. Anyway, that's where I'm going to call part 2 for now. Part 3, we're going to be doing some more riding at my dad's house so you can see some better action. I'm sorry for the lack of it here, but hopefully you got an idea. But I will say how it felt. So in the end, it's got some serious acceleration and some serious get up. These Predator engines were made for your go-kart projects. I mean, it's why it's so popular. Reasonably good speed. I mean, I haven't tested the full potential yet, and I don't want to just yet. I'll be completely honest with you, it's a little scary to ride. But you know, it's expected. It's a drift trike. You slide, you get going. So I'm really glad I got to experience this. Personally, just getting all the materials together and coming up with something original of my own. Granted, I had to use parts from other companies, but you know, hey, it all works out. Um, yeah, that's just about it. Before I go though, there's some people I really need to just to throw out there. First of all, I need to thank Bill from Northwest Technologies in Estacada, Oregon. He is the man that welded up this frame. It, he did a really great job. There's no other words to describe like how much appreciative of him. Second of all, obviously Northwest Technologies at Estacada. Thank you guys for making this happen for me. They are a metal fabrication shop, laser weld, forming, you name it. They do contracts with other companies, and they were nice enough to let me do this on the side. Another person I really need to thank is Lori and her team at bmicarts.com for helping me choose all the right parts for this project. BMI carts, it's like Go Power Sports, but I mean, I feel like you get a good variety of options or variety of like stuff. I mean, you could get similar things that Go Power Sports, but I just like BMI carts, okay? But yeah, they've got drift track parts, go-kart parts, drift track kits, you name it, bmicarts.com. Tell them I sent you. And yeah, thank you again, Lori, for helping me get all the parts together and just helping me out, like what I need to go with and everything. And one more thing I should address. Please do not ask me for a set of plans for this trike, because again, while this is still kind of in development, like it's getting towards the end, I don't know, I had to make some severe adjustments. And again, I would honestly just challenge you to just come up with something original too. Like, find some inspiration from other people, do your research, and then make something just like this. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy how the Drift Trike turned out. If you did, please smash that thumbs up button. It really helps me out. Subscribe for part 3 in the future, whenever that is. But I have been Caden, and I'll see you guys later.